And the young guns, Rory,
the young guns
Lions have done it again.
Yeah, the Lions young guns are another level. There's no young guns that are better. I think Ashcroft's, what he's doing in finals at the moment is beyond, probably Nick is probably up there as well.
It's creating a dynasty, doesn't it?
It is, absolutely. And then you got Cam Rayner here. He stood up. He needed to in the second half too because he had a quiet first half. He was enormous. And then you got guys up forward like Logan Morris. This kick it reminded me of Tex Walker kicking it to Charlie Cameron in the 15 final.
Elimination final.
Yeah. But that is an unbelievable kick. Split 3 defenders, advantage side. And then, Ty Gallup, he was unbelievable again. He took 3 contested marks, kicked 3 goals. Was the highest rated on the ground.
Zach Bailey now is a genuine midfielder in my eyes. Watching him play without Lachie Neale through the midfield, I'd be surprised if he doesn't play that role moving forward next year on a regular basis.
Well, when you reflect now on what's happened to the Brisbane Lions this year, getting back to a 3rd consecutive grand final, the 7th consecutive final series, this year without Joe Danaher, I don't think too many people have them back in the grand final as a result of that.
No, and then to lose Lachie Neale in the first final, and then
Eric Hipwood
as well, and some of those defenders.
Jack Payne's gone down.
Jack Payne as well. Enormous effort.
Kadeem Coleman has not played.
Their culture is outstanding. Well done to Chris Fagan for getting his team there.
Righto, okay. And well done to the umpires. So...
well done to you. You chomped them. You chomped them a couple of weeks ago, calling that they'd win grand finals.
Collingwood.
Kiss of chomp, the kiss of chomp was...
Maybe it all came down to one decision, as I say, tongue-in-cheek, thanks to the umpires. Damo?
They've paid this free kick all year to Jamie Elliott in those circumstances. People can argue what they want, and they can say that Starcevic made contact with the ball, and yes, he did. But I can't recall another moment like that this year that has not gone to the player going for the mark.
They've paid less this year.
I agree with that, Brownie. So you can spin this all you like, and I don't care what they attempt to say, the umpiring fraternity today, about that.
That is
okay.
A free kick.
It's not the reason they lost the game, but they had to be paid on what they...
Makes it 6 points the difference.
If he takes the free kick, kicks the goal, it's 6 points,
Exactly.
So what's Starcevic meant to do in that situation? Just not go
he had to go for it, but he's infringed.
But he didn't make body contact, did he? Or
he did. He did make contact.
It's been a free kick all year.
All year this has been paid.
I'm saying, watching it live, I'm like, that is 100% a free kick. But then when it was slowed down, I'm like, I thought he hit the ball. There wasn't that much body contact.
There's the arm contact.
Is there much body contact, though? His eyes are for the ball. So I just don't know what you can do in that situation.
No, but he conceded the free kick. I can see the mark or concede the free kick. You do one of the two, and he chose to go for the contest, which he had to do. Did it perfectly, because he got away with it.
Well, we hear from the AFL this morning that...
I don't think so, Lordo. No. I mean, it's one incident... Ultimately, in a game of footy.
But if this was round 16, they would put something out saying whether it was a right or wrong.
They've stopped doing that.
In the first final, they admitted they made the mistake.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
But all this
you just never know. 6 points, whether Collingwood then get up and about, it's an unknown.
No, and it is the great unknown. What we do know is that Brisbane are in the grand final, Collingwood's not. Even Craig McRae in his press has said, look, you can't pin it down to that. As supporters, we can look for an excuse. And that might be the excuse, albeit a little unfair perhaps to the umpires. But, now, while that was a low for Jamie Elliott, there was also a high, Damo.
It was massive, wasn't it, TJ? I'd argue this is the mark of the year. We'll have a look at other official marks of the year contenders in the agenda part of our program today. But this is as good as it gets. And the fact that they don't allow marks taken in finals, as happened with Aaron Edwards way back in 2007. That is every bit as good as we've seen this year. I'd argue by some distance the best, but it won't officially be acknowledged as mark of the year.
He was Pies' well and truly best forward, wasn't it? And that probably left a little gap, it looked like, from who else in Pies' forward line was going to stand up aside from Jamie Elliott.
Anyway, that was one positive for Collingwood, but it was all about Brisbane, really.
It is, but Collingwood were dominating, and you go into half-time and there'll be some moments that haunt Collingwood when they replay what happened in this third quarter, and it's all around the stoppage. Here's Zach Bailey. You've got to wonder, who is on Zach Bailey? Perryman's pointing at him. Maybe Perryman had to go to him, but then who's getting him as he spits forward? Is it Darcy Moore? That starts the rot at the start of the third quarter. Unforgivable. Now, senior player here, Maynard. He just needs to corral him. He overcommits and he gets around him. If he corrals him, probably this ball has to go higher, have to wait a little bit further, and then they close down. So there's 2 goals within a minute from mistakes that Collingwood have made. Now this one, who is on Cameron Rayner? So Cameron Rayner gets it. Jack Chris got in there. So here's Cameron Rayner pushing forward. So you've got Dacos at the back here, and you've also got Quainer. Somebody needs to go to get him. So you've got 2 players. Now he's all the way out the other side. Somebody had to go to him. Somebody had to get get him spitting forward. That's 3 goals in 3 minutes, and all of a sudden they're back in it. Here's Jack Crisp. You're on Hubert Cluggage, dangerous. You push him in and you're trying to get the football yourself in a really dangerous position. He kicks a goal. He's too good to be pushed into a stoppage when you're trying to get the football. Have a look at this one. This is a long ball in. This is a slow ball in. There are 2 players here. Maynard's got to go. So where is everybody else? Who is on these 2 players? And a marking player like that. So there's 5 goals I've shown you in that third quarter where Collingwood look at that and go, what do we do?
Fantastic vision, Nathan, and they are the #1 defensive side in the comp, and they had just about their worst game defensively of the season in a prelim. So, for all that we spoke about with, they could have got within 6 points. They conceded 10 goals from stoppage. Even the Ashcroft one where he hacks out of the air, one of the great goals of the season, they weren't on him at that stoppage either, so they let themselves down badly on the biggest game of all.
You might give away one at a D50 stoppage. They gave away 4. Yeah. That's way too many, and it's going to haunt them and cost them.
Hugh McCluggage, obviously so important to the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, full credit to him, TJ. Like, he had as bad a game as I've seen him play in the first game against O'Sheen Mullen, and he backed 33 disposals versus the Suns, and then he's got 37 disposals yesterday. So they tried side bottom on him, but side bottom isn't like the Mullen discipline type player, and he also didn't have the legs or the speed to go with him. They lost Pendlebury as well, which we're going to get to. So I can't wait for this grand final to see Mullen go to him again.
You repeat it, Lordo?
I think you have to repeat it.
And just back your system.
Yeah, and I'd be backing in O'Connor to get under the skin of rain. Just go there again, because they'll be dreading it.
Yep.
They'll have more plans.
They'll be thinking about it all
week.
week.
Back in his mind for sure.
But, he looked... He looked like he got broken by Mullen in that first game, but he's had a brilliant fortnight.
They've dealt with injuries all year, the Lions, quite extraordinarily. Jared Berry must be in massive doubt. The post-match narrative was that his shoulder going again in that moment. That's the second time inside 3 matches it's gone. And the risk attached now to strap it up, as he said he will do, and just grin and bear through the pain. The fact that it just popped out so easily there yesterday is a problem. And then Lachie Neale flew down with the team, injured obviously. Initially a groin, then a calf. He's been making noises. I'm so intrigued by this situation, TJ, as much as the off-field strategy, as the on-field one attempting him to come back. He revealed last week on Triple M he was in a hyperbaric chamber for an interview saying he's trying to get ready. He's made all the public commentary last night and then putting the pressure, I think, publicly onto the club in this manner last night. It's aggressive stuff, and he's line ball to play at the very least.
What's chances have you got of playing next week, do you think? I heard you went for a long run today. Was it 7 kilometres?
Yeah, a touch more than that. A lot of high-speed stuff, so I think I've ticked every box so far that I've had to, and I think I'll just train as normal next week.
So is it more the speed stuff that you've got to test yourself out with?
Oh, I tested that today, and it went really well. So, I'll probably just train as normal, and hopefully Fags picks me. But
wow, this is exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting, but trying to keep a lid on it a little bit. There's still a couple of hoops to jump through, and I've got to get the old boy to pick me too. So I've got to try and get in his ear pretty early in the week.
Well, it's a fair sales pitch, and there wouldn't be a grand final week where there wasn't a story like this. So let me ask you, do you take the risk?
I think you do now that Berry comes out, most likely. If that wasn't the case, I think it's a bigger conversation, TJ. I think he should have won the Norm Smith medal last year. So you've got a 2-time Brownlow medalist and someone of his calibre there. I think you have to.
I think with Berry coming out, he's a good a fit to come back in. But I just worry about the midfield mix. That's probably... I've seen the last 2 weeks, they've watched their midfield closely and they've performed outstanding.
Are you suggesting they're better without Lachie Neale?
Yeah, well, the last 2 weeks they've been amazing. They've played better team footy, I think. They brought Zach Bailey in, who you mentioned before, who's been enormous. Cam Rayner's come up at times and looked really dangerous. They've just had more speed and energy, and that's what you just have to be careful with Lachie Neale. I know he's got massive calves and the biggest calves in the game. If anyone can get through a game with those calves, it's him.
So would you pick him?
Yeah, I'd still pick him, yes. Okay. But I look at their last 2 weeks of form in their midfield group and I go, well, they've been outstanding.
TJ, his body language was just suggest that he was so pumped that he got through such a session, and the fitness department pretty much said to Chris Fagan he was that good that he's right. So the 2 hoops are just him needing to train, and he's playing. So if he trains through the next 2 sessions, it is a no-brainer. Damo raised it this time last week, and I laughed, saying he's no chance. But because he got through such a big session, it's a different story.
You put trust in people.
Yeah. Well, not everyone's Simon Prestigiacomo, are they? You know,
who took himself out of the Collingwood premiership.
And no one wants to miss out on a grand final. So, I'm not.
And what happens too, what happens to Pendles? Like, what happens if he does it in the first 2 minutes of the grand final?
Well,
And
let's
is it a
talk about
mistake?
it.
That's what happened last night. So you can see, talking to the doctors, the physios before the game, Scotty Pendlebury and was subbed out very, very early, Lordo.
Yeah, so you will hear, I suppose, sometime throughout this week. I presume he was just a bit tight, and we've all been there in before the game where we don't feel 100%, but 9 times out of 10 you get through. So I presume that maybe it's gone on him. So he was tight in the warm-up, he thinks he can play, then it goes, because he could hardly walk at the break, so that suggested to me that he strained it in that first 3 or 4 minutes.
And you've got question marks around Collingwood and their older players moving into next year.
Yeah, so it's, Brenny, how you stagger it. So this is where you can't have them all go at once. So that's this Collingwood list management. So I'm suggesting Membry has another year of a contract, so I presume he will play on. But Tom Mitchell, Mason Cox, let Brody Myercheck go. This will be the first time I've said that, but I think that the way he's played and performed, and without a contract he hasn't performed well, so maybe let those guys go now, and then the next 3 go. The 3 real champs go the next year.
Yeah, Membry contracted for next year officially. Myercheck and Elliott, interestingly enough, are both yet to have deals that they're willing to accept. And given how well he performed last night, Jamie Elliott, Lordo, you've got him. Where have you got him in?
Well, I think that he's going as well. So get him in the 2 years that he deserves, and make him be a pie for life.
Collingwood fans, look away now. Lordo, take us through it.
Brisbane were too good in the end. A dominant last quarter display. Gallop, the story of the night, really, kicking 3 goals. Cam Rayner kicked 2, Bailey 2, McCluggage sensational with 37. And the 2 half-back flankers, Zorko and Wilmot, are having wonderful final series too. And Darcy Wilmot is good enough to join us this morning after a late flight home. Thank you so much, Darcy, and congratulations on entering another grand final.
Nah, thanks for having me, and can't wait for next week.
The third quarter set it up. I thought you guys were outstanding. So can you take us back? Are you one that remembers what Chris Fagan said? Is it true that he said, we owe these blokes, they got us in the grand final a few years back, and we need to get them back in a big final?
He said it a couple of times. Just to reiterate, we went into the game with the phase, the reckoning. He was just reiterating that a little bit, and wanted us to play on edge and give our all. So
You certainly played on edge last night. Hugh McCluggage was fantastic again last night. The last 2 finals, he has been outstanding. But he comes up against Geelong, who went to work on him. They also went to work on Rayner last time. As a playing group now and as a coaching staff, do you look at that game and go, we need to help these guys this week and implement something into the grand final which helps them out?
Yeah, it's like normal when if Lockie Neal's getting tagged or whoever it is, that we normally help them out. But when one person gets tagged, other people step up, and I think that's really the good thing about our team, that we've got the depth of players who can break open the game and can help our team in other ways. So we'll definitely give them a cop out, but I'm backing our boys to step up and also play their part too.
You guys have incredible leaf, Darcy, around when a side's coming at you, especially Collingwood, you did in round 21 against them. When a side's coming at you, just to stay calm. Is that something that you guys as leaders talk about on ground when a side's coming?
Yeah, for sure. There's always momentum changes in games, and you'll see it all the time with the momentum and stuff. So it's just how well you can battle that and wrestle to limit their momentum and the impact that they do, and hopefully wrestle it back to your own momentum. So it definitely is a factor that we talk about on the field. Your
skipper's big in that sort of environment too. His role last night was enormous, wasn't it?
Chief. I got you. Chock wasn't out there, so he's huge. Just be able to read the ball and to be so strong in the air and stuff. That's you just love to watch it from across the field.
Darcy, the faith that Chris Fagan has always had in you, to have the guts to pick you for a debut match in a final and to then continue with you, to give you the licence to run. You've now made 3 consecutive grand finals, and there's a lot of youth in this team. Retirement of Joe Danaher, but injuries to other key players have allowed you as a young player and others around you to almost make it your own team.
We're blessed to be able to be picked in the team and to be able to show off our strengths, and the structure of our team allows us to do that. And obviously it helps with the coach backing you into to play the way that you can play and help the team. So it's credit to the boys, and thanks to Faye as well to let me play that way. And as long as it's having a positive impact on the team, then that'll be good.
Do you know that when you have 8 or more intercept possessions, your team wins 8 out of 8 times? It's happened 8 times this year, Lordo. So you, mate, if I was coaching you guys, which I'm not, but just keep getting you spare and keep getting you loose because you win every time you have 8 or more intercepts.
Oh, I didn't know that, but yeah, I didn't know that, but it's a yeah. Hopefully we can keep building on that, and yeah.
Hey, Darcy, there was talk through the coverage around where you will end up. So do you have aspirations to become a midfielder?
They've talked about it. People talk about it. I mean, I don't mind as long as I'm on the field playing. I'm happy to play wherever. But I think my natural game's off the half back, and but yeah, I honestly don't mind, and we'll see how it goes in the future.
Your mate off the half-back is Dane Zorko. They went after him last night. He butchered a few Zorks, but I tell you what, he had the last laugh and a big hug with Chris Fagan after the game. He's a certain player that can come back from multiple mistakes like he made last night and then have an impact the other way. Some players wouldn't be able to come back in the game like Dane Zorko can.
Yeah, he's the ultimate goldfish. That's what his skills are. His skills is to break open the game, and sometimes he gets it wrong, but more often than not, he gets it right. And that's the strength that we back him in, and we tell him to go for it 10 out of 10. So, yeah, he just keeps doing what he's doing, and sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it does. So, and it works really well for us.
Darcy, just hold on to you, mate. When we have people on link, you don't need to yell. They can hear us normally. You sort of think that he's sort of can't hear.
Well, he's in Queensland.
Yeah, I know. We're on a link, so you don't need to yell.
Good point.
He can hear you fine. Hey, what about the Big O, Oscar McInerney? You know, a bit like Geelong and Max Holmes, I guess. This is an opportunity for redemption for the big fella, and I guess that's one of the byproducts of you guys if you do go all the way.
Yeah, Big O and Diz as well. Really happy for them to be able to get this opportunity, and yeah, I just want to do even more for them too.
What's your take as we talk on this Sunday morning? I know there's a bit to play out, but is Jared Berry out and is Lachie Neale in?
Ooh, come on, Darcy.
Yeah, so I think Berry will have to have my guess is he'll have to tick a couple of boxes and stuff to see how he goes. I haven't heard anything just yet, but as for Chock, I think it's promising signs. I think there's a couple of boxes still to tick off, but yeah, I think he's pretty optimistic about it.
Darcy, can I just take you back to the start of the interview where you said the catch cry yesterday and through the week was "Phase the Reckoning"? I was a little intrigued by that, so I did some Googling and saw it's from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm tipping Chris Fagan isn't a fan of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Who came up with it and what was the whole point of it? Because, Nathan, you told me it's a like shoot 'em up type thing.
It's a war game, Tone, but
yeah.
We'll let Darcy explain it.
Yeah, it's definitely not from COD. I couldn't imagine Fags playing COD, but so the movie The Tombstone with Wyatt Earp as the Cowboys, there's a scene in there where I think it's Doc or whatever his name is just saying that it's not revenge that he's after, it's a reckoning. And then I can't remember who brought it up. I think it was Fags. Or yeah, someone, but yeah, that was the theme that we're going into because it wasn't just revenge; it was reckoning. So it's a little bit more. I can't remember the actual definition of reckoning. You can look it up for those who wants to know at home. But
No,
yeah.
I
mean, that's good. I mean, it's an interesting insight that you give us. So it's
but nothing to do with Call of Duty for Tony.
No, nothing for God.
Well, Wyatt Earp isn't in Call of Duty. I know that.
Good question, Tony. Okay, the prize right now. I've been told not to yell, so I'll make this a little bit lower. Family pass to Gunmire World, where water slides, thrill rides and wildlife collide. The quackers
bite.
They bite. They might be nice, but they bite you behind your back. Heat Fit membership, combined body weight and boxing for a full body workout, and you'll be best dressed on the golf course thanks to Clutch & Co, who will get you out in Cat Star. Brad Close's clothing brand, Be Close. Your swing, your style. A box of Chrome Tour golf balls and a cap thanks to Callaway. Bar Fridges Australia for all your beer and wine cooling needs. Bar Fridges Australia. A pair of Aquila's premium quality footwear since 1958 and a pair of Rick's eyewear. Eyewear that inspires confidence, and TJ loves a free meal, so we'll give you one at Platform 28. He loves Call of Duty apparently too, the best pub in the Docklands. And elevate your wardrobe with the latest streetwear style from St. Goliath. 2 pairs of hybrid undies in a mid and a long leg from the Better collection. They've sewn elastic into the groin line. Darcy, it is an absolute game changer. Treat yourself to a batch of Daniel's Donuts. Book a delivery online today, and some caps from Travis Matthew.
Fantastic, Darcy. A big week ahead for you, that's for sure. I know you've got a huge media day tomorrow, big training session on Tuesday, and then you're here on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, I think we come down on Wednesday, actually, just to... we did that last year as well, just to get the extra day in. So, yeah, we'll be down there Wednesday and train on Thursday.
Excellent. All right, why are you laughing? Strange little man. All right, Darcy, good on you, mate. All the very best. We'll see you here in Melbourne.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thanks very much, Darcy Wilmot there.